Hey, it's Paul. Welcome to the channel. I've got my friend Joe here. We're going to do a little interview with him in a second, but this is my setup. I researched this photo from Yousuf Karsh, and I believe it's a three-point lighting type of scenario. So what I've got is a beauty dish, and that beauty dish is about 45 degrees, pointing to Joe, and we're going to try to get his catch light the same as the photograph. And then we have a couple of hard backlights. I only have one strip box, so I've got this one with the grid on it. This would be just a 8200 Pro. I've got an 8300 Pro over here with a flag and with a reflector, and we'll try to get some hard light. And the beauty dish also, I'm gonna spin it around. And the beauty dish has a hard light look too. So we'll see what happens with the specular highlights on Joe's forehead. That's probably gonna be the biggest challenge. I've got the Fuji GFX 50S Mark II ready to go, and there's Joe ready to go. Okay, today I'm here with my good friend Joe. Joe, what are we doing today?
Hey Paul, we are here today and in Fuse Studio in North Palm Beach, Florida, and we're going to try to reproduce a famous photograph of Ernest Hemingway by Yousuf Karsh, and in black and white, and I think it's going to turn out pretty good. I went down there in 2016 for the Hemingway Lookalike Contest in Key West. I did not win, but I will be back, and I hope to win one day.
Joe, so you went down to the Hemingway contest several years ago. What did one of his relatives say to you?
Paul, I was coming off the stage, and his grandson comes up to me, and a big man, and he pulled me to the side, and he said that I sounded like his grandfather, and I looked like him, and I even walked like him. And so I was very honored to be told that.
So what did you, and then he asked you a question, what you do for a living. What do you do for a living?
I've worked 44 years in television, film, and theater production, camera, lighting, and crew, and he just gave me a smile, and so I felt like I had the seal of approval from Hemingway's grandson.
So Joe brought a prop for this shot. Tell us about this sweater, Joe.
Paul, this is a Irish, technically an Irish fishing sweater, and it's all wool from the sheep there, and the patterns are different. It would be for certain families, so that if a loved one was fishing and was drowned or capsized and was lost, then they would find the body later, and then they could figure out the family. So that's what my grandfather told me from Ireland, because he came from a fishing town in Donegal, and that's an old story about it.
Okay, here's both. I think we're close. Maybe a little strong on the left back kicker, but I'm going to try to work on the key light now. Okay, we're getting there. Here's this, that's the picture, and here's the key light. A little bright, so I'm going to control all this in a little bit, but we're getting there. So Joe, this is just a rough edit. Joe's sitting with me right now. We're looking at the comparison. I think it's pretty good. I'm going to darken the sweater and maybe a little bit of tweaks on Joe. We're trying not to do too much tweaking because Joe is close to Hemingway. His beard's a little different, but I think if someone saw this picture, Joe, what do you think? They'd say, you're a good Hemingway character.
I think it's almost a match. But Hemingway is Hemingway.
All right, that's it for doing this Hemingway portrait with my friend Joe. So stay tuned. And
Paul, thank you. And you are a true artist and a real photographer. Thank you again.
I'll put up the final photo at the end of the video. Thanks for watching.